right, this is part 3. All right, so you're at the sealant part. We're at part 3. Go to part 1 and 2 to know why I'm talking. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. Love you all so much. I'm so intense about this because I want to answer questions, and I think people want to know when and how to do things and how often and how much and all those specifics. What has already been out there? We got enough of that. We get it. We get the what's. It's the hows. And so I'm going to use my teaching ability to help you with that and my experience with my own self, and you tell me if it's helping, okay? So we just finished in the last part, part 2, of how to develop an Ayurvedic system. We finished by talking about getting out of the shower, and I was trying to decide on what's best. So for low porosity hair like mine, in the shower or when you're finishing your last step of your conditioner, you rinse it off with warm water. Just go ahead and do whatever, and then let it run to the ends and don't leave it out. Or if you like leave-in conditioners, rinse all of the deep conditioner out and put in your leave-in and go ahead and towel dry, okay? I just leave in my deep conditioner. That's what I do. You don't have to do what I do. You can, if you believe in leave-ins, go ahead and you put your leave-in at that point, okay? Remember, make sure that it fits the guidelines. Remember, take care of your hair. Any product that you're choosing must meet the guidelines for natural botanicals and stuff, okay? Anytime you bring in a new product that's not natural, you really need to police it. Don't just put anything in your hair, especially if you're delicate hair or 4C or anything that you're concerned about. Really watch what goes in your hair. Don't just put what everybody else is doing. You see what I'm saying? We got to be careful because our hair is so delicate. So we just can't let just anything in our hair. It looks like a lot of fun, but no, it ain't going in here. Even the stuff I love, I'm not even putting here right now. Notice? There's some products I'm absolutely loving, but I'm scared to do till I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And then, why do it? Why fix something that's not broken? Why would I even do it if this is working, right? I don't want to set myself back, so we got to be careful when it comes out to our hair. So, okay, we're at the step. We left off talking about getting out of the shower. When do we put the cold water? So don't put the cold water in, I would suggest. Let's just decide. Let's just all decide we're not putting the cold water in until after we've t-shirt dried our hair or micro towel dried our hair, right? After we do that, now it's time to put the oil in. And you can choose what oil is best for you. I've been hearing jojoba oil, so much like our natural hair. You can use that as a sealant. You can use coconut oil as a sealant. It's providing your hair is fine with that, because remember, it has protein in it, and it has the things that pull together the protein in your hair. So it's more strengthening. So think of that. Be careful, because you've already strengthened your hair, right? So you want jojoba oil, avocado oil, something Curly Proverbs swears by and loves, avocado oil. I use my growth oil. I love the way it makes my hair feel. So I've decided to use that. Now, this is the deal. Gotta take a deep breath. I use that, but if I tell you to use that, I'm concerned about if you want to be using your hair growth oil so much, because it's going to go quicker and you have to spend that money. So you have to decide of how often you want to use this stuff. It can go a month. It should last at least a month, the hair growth oil, right? So you decide, is this where I want to put my hair growth oil as a sealant? Because technically it should be on your scalp and it should be on your ends. And so if you want to use it on your hair the way I'm using it, that's something you don't have to do. You can save that good stuff for your scalp, your pre-poos, your hair oil treatments, and your ends, okay? And instead, just use avocado oil and just use jojoba oils, something to seal it. Just find your favorite sealant oil. It could be one oil. It doesn't have to be more than one. It should be one oil, okay? So I just want to make sure I've given you that option and showed you that to get what we need for that step, we do not have to use our hair growth oil, okay? I just choose to use it because I want to get it in there as often. I like the way it feels. It just feels good. So I'm willing to use it up. But remember, look how long my hair is, how fine it is. If I was like Curly Proverbs, I'd be saving that stuff because I got too much hair. You know what I mean? I can't be wasting it on all that hair. So I'd be putting it on the ends, put it on the scalp. Like, you got to decide where you are at with your hair, okay? If you have short hair, go for it. You can use it. So no big deal. But you might see these things might change depending on when my hair gets longer, how much I'm going to do and what I'm going to do, right? So, okay, we did the sealant. Now that you've sealed it with that oil, you may want to rinse off some of the excess oil, or maybe not. But now we're putting cold water in our hair. Now we're at the wash and go. I'm a wash and go girl, so I don't. Now you do whatever you do for your twist outs, because I have not perfected that twist outs. So you can go from this point, you can begin to do whatever step you're going to do for a twist out or whatever other styling thing you want to do. I don't want you to put heat in your hair, so I'm not even going to tell you if you get heat. No, please do not put heat in your hair right now, especially while we're in this stage, please, if you're going to do this, stay away from the heat completely if you can. Notice I've done no combs still. If you can stay away from combs for this regimen, that'd be great. That's not the Ayurvedic system. That's just an extra added on thing. The clay's added on. The no combs is an added on thing. And the fact that I decide to use a wash and go is my thing. That's not part of the Ayurvedic system. That's just my system. The Ayurvedic system is everything we already did. And then whatever you want to use at this stage, you can use. So you can use, so now we've already sealed it with the oils. Even if you're high porosity, you can still now seal again with something, right? At this stage. Let's say in your conditioner, if you're high porosity, you already put some oils. Put oils and still seal. You need to seal even more. You need to double seal because you have to close those pores. So go ahead and do that at this stage. So now we're at this stage. Now I'm going to go the direction of wash and go. At this stage, you can go the direction of twist out or whatever else you like to do, okay? Make sure it stays in line with taking care of your hair. You might want to do a protective style. Maybe you do a braid, you braid your hair. Whatever you do, go in that direction at this point. But make sure you're taking care of your hair when you go in that direction. That you're not about to do something crazy that's going to undo all that hard work, okay? So let me give you some options. A twist out. You can do, if you're going to go protective styling, and you're going to go for a while with protective styling, you're going to keep it in, T-rinse. I would put that T-rinse up in there, and I would put whatever butter you want to put up in there. I would take some, I would do whatever braid I'm going to do or twist. At the ends, Kelly Providence does this, I would put some black castor oil at the ends of my hair, and I'd leave it in there. If you're going to leave it in there for a week, whatever, and you can just keep on spritzing that T-rinse in there. And that's, I'm going to do a T-rinse thing for the winter. That's going to be like a challenge I want to do. So there, that's a direction you can go. If you're going to go do protective style, which I think is great. Everybody with the hair down here, guess what they say? Protective style. They say, I never let my hair out. I only have it out now because I'm talking. So there you go. That's even better than what I'm doing. So if you want to go better than what I'm doing, go do your protective style. Put that T-rinse up in there. And your ends, put the castor oil up in there. Take care of those ends. Put it away. Put your hair away. I'm not going to say put the wig on because I haven't done it and I'm not convinced yet that that's the best thing for your hair. I think it smothers it. So for now, just do a protective style that's cute. Shalonda one talked about doing one where you could put a bag on the thing and then put a fake hair on top of that. If you do a updo, you could be doing twists, put that twist over here and put a bag over it and then put a fake thing on top. There you go. That's something. There's a lot of things you can do with protective styling. You know what I mean? Weaves, sew-ins, whatever. Go in that direction. Twist out. If you want to do a twist out, go for the twist out. Get some butters. Shea butter is probably the best butter. I would use shea butter. If I was going to do a butter, that's the one I'm going to do. Why? Because it's natural. I am not putting products up in my hair unless it's natural. So shea butter is what I would probably put if I was doing butters and if I was going to do a twist out. So go natural, stay in the botanical stuff and go that direction at this point, okay? If you're that twist out girl. 4C hair, until you got that clay clumping your hair the way you want, you may have to go ahead in that direction for now, right? But soon, believe it or not, you're going to be able to do this. If you keep doing that clay, you're going to eventually get to a point where you could do a wash and go. I know you don't believe me, but I've actually seen it in other channels. Do that clay step, okay? So now you went that way. Now if you're going my way with the wash and go, which I'm going to start proving is a type of low manipulation, might be protective style. I know the definition says you have to tuck away your ends, but I'm about to prove, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to do an experiment. Maybe it's not going to be a challenge. It's going to be an experiment. And I'm going to see if my wash and go can be considered a protective style. In the winter. That's the hard part. I've never been able to go through the winter without having to think about all that stuff. So that's my goal. I'm going to be the guinea pig. But as soon as my hair pops off, y'all, I'm going to stop. But anyway, that's another video. So now we're at the point of the gel. So now with the gel that I'm using, Tinky Curly Curling Custard, I learned it from Dana Be Natural. From my shower to now is what she's been doing, I believe. She might even do the baking soda. But anyway, I'm drenching it with cold water because I'm sealing now. Drenched in cold water. You know this already. I'm putting the gel needs to be in cold water. I mean in water, a lot of water. It's dripping. It's not very comfortable. And I'm taking the gel and I'm putting it through my hair, pulling it through, and I'm fingering it, doing the finger thing that I do. And I'm doing it in sections. And then what I do is I'm pinning it up at night. I do all of my regimens at night. I pin it up at night, and then in the morning I start off with it looks a little stringy sometimes, and then I have to put a little water to shrink it up to make it look better. And this is what I got. And I've been doing it, I do it twice a week. I do it in the middle of the week and on the weekend. Now, I'm committed to this. I've decided I want that because I work out twice a week and I get sweaty scalp. Your scalp's very important. I've chosen that I want to do it twice a week. It is starting to feel like a lot. I do it twice a week, my whole regimen. I either do the strengthening one week or I don't. But I do all of it twice a week in the evening, and then the next day I have it. So I just did it yesterday. I did it again yesterday. And I didn't do the strengthening yesterday because I had just done a mask. And I did a hot oil treatment the last weekend. So I'm doing it twice a week. So within my twice a week, I have to find out when I'm doing the strengthening. Either the mask, the gloss, or the hot oil treatment. Okay? So I'm deciding when I'm going to do that within my twice a week regimen that I've decided. My regimen is twice a week. You can do a regimen that's once a week. But I do not suggest you go past once a week on deep conditioning your hair. Okay? Now this is coming from a person that hydrates daily. Okay? I have a friend. I haven't seen her in a while. Her hair is down to her butt, and she washes her hair every night. That's hydration every night. And before she even told me that, I said, guess what? I hydrate my hair every night. She's like, yeah, so do I. She used that aloe vera. She, her family has that Indian, roots, and she already had a lot of these things already in there. Natural, that's what so I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to tell you that there is more than what's out on YouTube. You can hydrate. When I say hydrate, water. You can put water in your hair every single day of your hair. And that's what I do. So my regimen. Now let me just end something before I go into the next thing. I have shared with you an Ayurvedic system. I shared with you what a system is. I shared with you what your porosity level could be and how you should build yours and how an Ayurvedic system is. I just shared with you an Ayurvedic system. We can end here on what an Ayurvedic system is. Now I'm just discussing my system that is beyond just the Ayurvedic system. In my system, I've chosen to make it highly hydrated. Hydration is huge for me because I love water. I love water in my hair. I've always loved water in my hair. And I should have been from the Caribbean because I love water in my hair. So I'm just adding on to this Ayurvedic system what I've chosen to do. And the reason I want to share that with you is because I want you to see the range here. There are a lot of people out there talking about how to keep their moisture for 3 days, 4 days, and they're proud of how long they can keep it. I'm on that other spectrum. Okay? I'm proposing that if anyone's interested, hydrate your hair every single day. Now, Marilyn Hampton, she's doing that. Her and her mom, hair down here. Just in case you wanted to know. Not everybody's doing this, but I have chosen to hydrate water saturated in my hair every single day. I want to propose that there is that option, and that if the biggest piece of it, if every person that had their hair long on YouTube could tell you the number one thing to do to your hair, they would say hydrate. They would say the word moisturize, but what they really mean is hydrate. They mean as much as you can put water, a liquid in your hair and have it retain, that is the key. Right under that, for our hair, they would say protective styles. But before even protective styles, they would say hydrate, right? So why are we avoiding water? Moisturizing is in the direction of hydration. So all we talk about is moisturize. But it's in the what we're trying to say is hydrate. So if there's any way that you can put water in your hair as often as possible, please do it. I am going to encourage you as an instructor, as a trainer. If you can do every day, especially in the beginning of your hair journey, maximum hydration would be water, clays, hydrate, and water. Do it. So in other words, what I do is in between my wash days, I will tonight, all this beautiful stuff that's all in here, I'm going to go in and hydrate. I'm going to saturate and wash all the gel out. Now remember, it's costly because that means you're getting rid of gel every day. Wash it all out, saturate. My entire head's gonna be saturated. I'm gonna put a little bit of conditioner in my hair, a dime, just to soften it, right? Then I'm gonna rinse it like I normally do. I'm gonna do that whole step all over again. Go to this tape thing, drench it, put the oil in it. Then I'm gonna drench it. Then I put the gel in it, and I'm gonna tie it up. Every single night I do that. Every night I hydrate my hair. So no one on YouTube is saying they're doing that. And so I might be onto something here. I think Marilyn and her mom, she got it from her mom. She said that her hair was growing more when she started washing her scalp, rinsing her scalp. So your scalp needs to be clean. So I'm not stripping my hair every night and doing any shampoos. I'm rinsing my hair every night. It might be a pre-poo. Maybe that's what a pre-poo is. I'm not sure. I rinse it off and I put a little bit of conditioner in there. Keep that as my leave-in. So you would use it as I would say rinse it, put your leave-in in, and then start your wash and go or whatever thing you're going to do. If you're going to do your whatever. But hydrating our hair every single night. I think what I'm teaching you is a repairing, beginning the whole journey. Get your hair to a point where it's fully strong journey. That's what I'm doing. So I'm doing that every night, and I'm doing my regimen twice a week, and I've been doing that since May, and this is where I'm at, okay? And I don't think it's too bad. Then once a month, I think you need to be doing the mask. So that could be 1 week you do the gloss, and then the next week you can do the hot oil treatment, and then the next one you do nothing, and then you do the mask. You can do it like that. But just do them all once a month. You know what I mean? So that you are not over strengthening your hair. Okay? So what more can I tell you about these systems? Hydrating your hair. And notice that I didn't even think of this, but I'm doing a little stretching. And I'm hearing that that's important for our hair. So when at night, I'm tying it up. Right? So that's a good step to our hair. So you want to do stretching. That's what the twist outs are doing. So we're doing these things. So you don't have to do what I do, but I want to just explain a regimen. As long as it has these very important things in them, then you're fine. You've got sky's the limit on how you do it, but I'm giving you some guidelines on when you are in the Ayurvedic level and when you're not, or whatever, but keep some basic things in your regimen no matter what. And with the strengthening, once again, rotate when you do your strengthening. Maybe you do everything once a month. So you gloss once a month, you hot oil treatment. You could do that once or twice a month. So you could do gloss, hot oil treatment, mask. You know what I'm saying? Or you could just gloss, hot oil treatment, rest on any strengthening at all, mask. Because it's a lot of work. So maybe you want to give yourself a week where you you don't even do any of them. You just do your wash day without the strengthening stage. That's just 4 things. But you always do the deep conditioning, I deep condition twice a week. That's part of my regimen, if you're asking. You don't have to, I do it. And I encourage you to don't go any longer than once a week. I'm going to give you information I got from YouTube. I looked around and I saw women that were doing really well with their hair. And she said, oh, I got a setback. But when I look back, I did stop deep conditioning. I started deep conditioning less than that because they're starting to get tired. It's a lot of work for us. So she started getting the length she wanted. And then she decides, so we got to be careful. Y'all be my accountability. When I get my length I want, don't let me do that, please. Once a week is probably the furthest I should go. I might get comfortable and start feeling like, oh, I got long hair. I don't have to worry about it anymore. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, well, that's what got you there. You got to keep doing it, right? So it's like you lose all that weight. You look great. But then you're like, okay, now I can go back to eating the same thing I ate before when I was looking a hot mess. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Speaking for myself, that is, not you. Because looking a hot mess for me is being bloated. I'm having a bloating thing. Like I'm getting older and the bloating thing is a hot mess for me, especially as a fitness instructor. You know, I got to make sure I'm not bloated. Even in some of my videos, I noticed it. I'm like, gosh, I'm looking bloated. And I get bloated because I have to start changing my diet because I'm getting older. I don't know. I am lactose intolerant. So that's my little analogy. So I'm not saying anybody else looks a hot mess. I'm only speaking for myself because you can be thicker than me and have the most beautiful hourglass figure. You know, I've seen some beautiful women that have thicker bodies than me, and they're basically in decent shape. So everybody has different shapes of bodies, but there is a healthy and an unhealthy. And let's keep that real. You know what I mean? There is a healthy and an unhealthy. But there is I have a thick body, but I'm healthy. You know what I'm saying? So hot mess to me is the unhealthy version of yourself. And I know what that is for me. So I just want to make that crystal clear. Because I don't want that to be a standard that everybody goes by. Anyway, so I'm trying to tell you some things that I gathered from everywhere. It's a lot of talking, but you know me, I'm full of information. And I'm trying to gather stuff so that you're not out there with all this information and don't know how to pull it together into something. Please don't keep looking at everybody else and not start your own journey. Begin your journey. Either do it your way get those 5 steps in there your way with whatever products you want to do. Please stay within that line of healthy food things, or do the Ayurvedic. You know what I mean? The way I'm doing it. Either way, begin a journey. And you see, what really prompted me to do this, and I'm going to wrap this up, is we're picking and choosing things that we like, but I'm not hearing people talk about regimen. The regimen is important. You like the oils and cauliflower oils and all that. That's good, but that's not all I'm doing in my hair. This doesn't come out like this because I'm just using oils. I hope y'all understand that. I just want to, if I seem like I'm being too elementary, it's because I want to make sure no one's missing the point. Kelly Proverbs has a routine that incorporates a lot of stuff and the oils. You know what I'm saying? So I attribute a lot of this to the clay and the strengthening, and you know what I'm saying? So the regimen with those things in it made it like this. So please know that you're being misled if you're going on channels and they're saying this product, I'm doing this review. It didn't do that one product or that didn't do it, make their hair like that. It's all that stuff that she's doing or he's doing weekly that got it like that, and that product is an enhancement of everything they're doing. So you would need a regimen, and within that regimen you add the oil or that product you think you love or whatever. But without a regimen, it doesn't matter if you put it in your hair. I mean, there are ways of growing your hair, but growing unhealthy hair that's got split ends and you're not really managing it, but who cares, right? You could do a wash and go, but you may not be doing a wash and go that's keeping the single strand knots out. Remember, I was doing wash and goes. I thought I was good. Then I noticed I had single strand knots. So I needed to do something in my regimen to keep that wash and go. This was a wash and go, but I didn't even know that I had all those single strand knots in it. See what I'm saying? And then I saw some other videos where people went to their hairstyles and they got the diva cuts, and the hairstyle said, your hair has not been healthy. And they were gurus on YouTube because they were putting things on it that looked like this, masking the fact that it's dry. They're not even paying attention to their porosity. They're not doing the steps right. They're not getting that stuff in there. So they had this pretty hair, and people are following them, and they're talking about products, and everybody's loving them, but they're not really picking a regimen that's truly taking care of their hair before they get to the last step where it looks shiny and nice. Does that make sense? So I want my lovelies, my people following me, to know better. I want you to be doing something that's literally taking care of your hair. You are getting rid of those dead ends. You are truly nurturing your hair. You are loving your hair. You're getting to know your hair. You know your porosity level. You know how to get that stuff up in there. You can tell when you're hydrated or not. By the end of the day, I can't wait to get water in my hair because I can feel the dryness. And it's actually, I can't take it. By 9 o'clock, I'm actually getting like anxious because I want to put water in my hair because it feels so dry. You know, that's me. That's me and my hair relationship, right? So you need to develop that relationship with you and your hair. And you need to be knowing what your hair needs. And you hear that a lot. My hair likes, my hair doesn't like. That's how we need to be talking. Know your hair. Know what it likes. Know what it doesn't like. How do I know, Patrice? This is how you know. If it's breaking, it doesn't like it. Regardless of Patrice's hair likes it, your hair may not like aloe vera. So guess what? You ain't going to put aloe vera up in there. You're going to find a substitute. So your question should be, my hair doesn't like aloe vera because... And you can't be telling me your hair doesn't like it because you don't like it or because you think it doesn't. How do you know it doesn't like it? You know what I'm saying? Because you saw somebody else say it doesn't like it, or you just getting finicky. your hair's falling out because of it. How do you know it's the aloe vera that's falling out? Because I started with a clear thing. I use this, I put in things one at a time for every 2 weeks. And when I put it in there, that was the only thing new I put in there, and that's how I know. You know what I mean? You need to know your hair doesn't like stuff, because you could be completely depriving it of something good that it's not even having a problem with, but because you think it is, you're not doing aloe vera, the thing that's growing people's hair, coconut oil, the thing that's growing people's hair. You know what I mean? So truly be real with yourself, and don't be anxious, and slowly build up. Give it a chance. It takes time. You know, don't just ask all these gurus questions just to be asking questions. Really think about it, really try, and see if it's working for you. And if it isn't, just say, I'm not sure, but I'm feeling like my hair's dry when I do this. What do you think I'm doing wrong? Maybe you're not putting enough water in there, in your baking soda. Maybe it's too pasty. Maybe you left it in too long. I don't know. It's not the baking soda. What are you doing? How are you putting it in your hair? Do you see what I'm saying? Do everything the optimal way, and then if you've done everything the optimal way and you're seeing an issue, now you know it's the thing. You see? So it could be a lot of things, because you're your own hairdresser, and let's face it, we're not all hairdressers, so you may not be the best hairdresser for yourself. So you have to kind of get yourself to a level where I have the energy, I'm rested, and I'm going to put enough energy back here to keep this going just as much as I'm going to put in the front and all that stuff. I had to realize I can see better here. You know, I like this side better. Do you notice this side is stretched out more than that side? I think I'm doing more on this side. Maybe it's just growing like one, but I don't think I give love to this side, because I'm not a hairdresser. I'm tired by the time I get here. So now that I realize that, I'm not going to blame the products. I'm going to be like, oh, I am tired and I can't see back there, and I may not be putting enough back there. So you need to be thinking of everything. Give your hair and yourself a time to become the hairdresser for your hair. To become. Now, back in the day, we used to do each other's hair. Remember back in the day? Remember? And if you look at these Indian women and all these African women, they're doing each other's hair. So then that's because they can see the Puerto Rican, the Dominicans. I grew up in a Dominican neighborhood. So they do those big rollers. The reason it works is because somebody else, you know how hard it is to put rollers, my deodorant, sorry. Anyway, you know how it is to get rollers going that way by yourself? So just keep those things in mind. It's not easy to do what we're trying to do. So I love us so much. I love you so much. It is not easy being an African-American woman, or a woman of African descent, or a person who's growing their hair, even a man, in this world, Western world. I'm going to keep it real, and that's why I'm doing this. I love you. I want you to find ways of doing this. We're going to do it in the best way we can. You can do it. Find level 1, level 2, level 3 in your lifestyle, but just be deliberate and do it. Keep Jesus in your journey. I'm here for you. Please talk to me. If you need a prayer request, let me know. We're going to make this work. I'm done. We're doing it that way, their way. I'm done. I'm done with that, and I'm done with getting mad at my hair, because it's not like that. The party's over. And if I can be that person to encourage you to love your hair, give your hair a chance. It can't do what you want it to do because it hasn't been paid attention to. It's been neglected, right? So I can't expect anything out of it yet until I've given it what it needs. Now it's doing what I want it to do. Praise the Lord Jesus Christ. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe it. So I just want you to know I love you. Thank you for watching me this long. Keep Jesus in your journey. And at this point, you can get off and go ahead and get started with your journey. If you have never received Jesus as your Savior, please stay on and let's say the prayer of salvation. Today is the day of salvation. If you have a prayer request, you can go ahead on and go on here. You can go into my email, sakadance@gmail.com, and send me a prayer request. I will definitely be praying for you. Also, if you have anything, suggestions of anything you want me to do here, dance with me, okay? Keep Jesus a part of your journey. If you really, really want to know how it is to get to heaven, and you really are searching in your heart, and you've done everything you can, you think you have, but you're not sure you're going to heaven, then you can stay on and I'll say a prayer with you. If you already know that the Lord has been asked into your heart, and you are going to heaven, and we're going to be having, I hear it's going to be amazing in heaven, right? Then you can go ahead. I'll see you in my next video. I love you so much, and I thank you so much for joining me. But those of whom want to know how to come to heaven, repeat after me, and let's say this prayer together. Jesus, forgive me of my sins. I'm tired of doing it my way. I turn from my ways. I want to do it your way. I believe you lived on this earth, but that you died for me. If I was the only one on this earth, it would have been me that you died for. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for dying for my sins so I can live with you forever. So I accept your invitation. Come into my heart and be my Lord and Savior so I can live forever with you in heaven. Amen. If you really, really said that prayer from the bottom of your heart, that's what it takes to get to heaven. No one gets to the Father except through me, he says. That's all it takes. God forbid, if anyone said that prayer and died because it was their time, they would go straight to heaven, like the man on the cross that was with Jesus. But there are steps to take after that he commissions us to do. We need to share this prayer with other people, and we need to grow to be more like Christ every day, because now you're a baby Christian. And the sacraments that we need to do is to be baptized and to take communion as often as possible. The blood, drinking the juice or the wine that symbolizes his blood, and eating of the bread or the cracker that symbolizes his body. As often as you do that, you remember me. And also be submerged like he was, to symbolize what he's done, to show the world that you identify with him. Those are the next steps, but they're not what it takes to get to heaven. Okay? So the prayer of salvation is what it takes. The other things are the steps to show that everything you prayed, show it with action. This is to prove to you that I have changed my ways and I want to live your way. And those are the steps that we need to take to show that we are living like you. I am with him. I've submerged my body in water. I am with him. I remember that he died for me by taking the sacraments of the blood, the bread and wine, or the bread and juice, whatever you use to symbolize it. These are memories to remind us of what he's done. Just to be clear, okay? So I love you, and the most important thing is the Great Commission. Now that you know, go tell somebody else that prayer. You can show them this video, or you can just remember it yourself, and you say the prayer with somebody else. The best gift you can give anybody. This world will not be here forever, okay? When it passes, we will be living forever with him in heaven instead of living forever in hell. We will live forever, but where will you live, right? Now, today's the day of salvation. Happy birthday to you if you said that prayer. Go into my other channel, Patrice D'Evans Ministries, if you want to be uplifted more. I put something monthly there to uplift you. Patrice D'Evans is my acting page if you just want to be entertained with my acting. So please go there. God bless you. God bless you in your journey. Thank you for following me and watching these videos. And I'll see you next time. Make sure to dance with me. Bye.